Did you know that the right vitamins and minerals can play a crucial role in preventing cancer and maintaining overall health? Today, we are diving into vitamins and minerals that are essential for cancer prevention and how you can easily incorporate them into your plant-based diet. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to day 10 of our Proven Cancer Strategies Revealed 90 Days to Cancer Resilience series. I'm Debbie Saidyfye, and today we are focused on vitamins and minerals that help prevent cancer. So I want to do a recap from yesterday. We explored the best sources of antioxidants, and we gave you a challenge to add an antioxidant vegetable or fruit into your daily meal. So I hope you've been trying to get that done over the week. And we're going to shift our focus today to vitamins and minerals and their role in cancer prevention. So vitamins and minerals are really essential nutrients for our body to function correctly, and they play various roles, including supporting our immune system, maintaining healthy cells, and protecting against diseases like cancer. So you can think of vitamins and minerals as building blocks of a house. Just as you need strong bricks and mortar to build a sturdy house, your body needs these vitamins and minerals to build and maintain a strong and healthy body. And I don't think it's a surprise to most people because we do learn about vitamins and minerals in school. But let's talk about some of the key vitamins for cancer prevention. Okay, so we've got 4 on our list of vitamins. Well, I'm going to start with vitamin D. It supports the immune system and helps to regulate cell growth. It has been shown to reduce the risk of certain cancers, including breast and colon cancer. And where do we get vitamin D from? Well, the main source is actually sunlight. You can get it in fortified milks. And also, the one that I think is interesting is mushrooms. If you expose your mushrooms to sunlight for about 20 minutes prior to cooking them, they will actually absorb the sunlight and make vitamin D. So if you ever have the opportunity to think about doing that when you're making something with mushrooms, put them out in the sunlight and you'll get some extra vitamin D. Now, in terms of the dosages, this is actually very interesting because the guidelines that come out for generally is to have 600 to 800 international units or IUs per day. And there are recommendations for cancer prevention that have a much higher dose, and that is 5,000 to 10,000 IUs per day is often recommended. One of the things with vitamin D is that people who like in Canada where we don't have as much sunlight, a lot of people tend to have vitamin D deficiencies and really need to amp up their vitamin D levels. Now, the optimum level of vitamin D in your body should be about 60 to 80 nanograms per milliliter, and that would be for optimum cancer prevention. And you should check with your doctor. Most doctors will actually do a vitamin D test, like when you get your physical, they'll actually do vitamin D check on your blood work. At least where I come from, maybe because I'm in Canada, it's a standard test. And well, my doctor had told me that a lot of people, most of the people in his practice have vitamin D deficiency, and he always recommends taking a supplement. But I'm going to say make sure that you consult with your doctor before starting any vitamin D regimen, especially if you're thinking about going into something of high dose. This is very important to make sure that you check with your doctor. And there was a study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism that found that higher levels of vitamin D are associated with a reduced risk of colorectal cancer. And it really is highlighting and underscoring the importance of maintaining an adequate vitamin D level for cancer prevention. So this is one that, especially if you are in a country that doesn't get a lot of sunlight and has a winter, that you may need to monitor this with your doctor. The next vitamin is vitamin C, and it's probably the one that's talked about the most. It actually is an antioxidant, which we talked about in our last 2 days on day 8 and 9. And so you can, it actually, as an antioxidant, helps protect our cells from damage and boosts our immune system and helps also to repair tissues. And while citrus fruits are a well-known source of vitamin D, really that's because of the advertising by the citrus growers. They're not the most potent source. There are foods like bell peppers, strawberries, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts that actually have higher concentrations of vitamin C. So this is where when your mom said to eat your broccoli, that might be why. And vitamin C is our body's natural defense shield. It's protecting us from harmful invaders and helps us to keep everything running smoothly. So make sure you're getting your vitamin C. Vitamin E is an antioxidant and supports our immune system and helps to prevent cell damage. And good sources of vitamin E are nuts and seeds, spinach, and here's broccoli again, another way to get your vitamin E, eating your broccoli. And vitamin A supports our immune system, helps to maintain our healthy vision and our skin, and as antioxidant properties as well. So some of the sources of vitamin A are carrots, sweet potato, oh, here comes spinach again, and also other leafy greens. All right, and we are going to talk about some of the main minerals next. All right, let me see. Oh, okay. And when it comes to the minerals, we'll start with calcium. Calcium is really important for bone health. It has been linked to lower risk of colorectal cancer as well. And some of the sources of calcium are fortified milk, plant milks. No, I didn't say dairy, fortified plant milks, leafy greens such as kale, collard greens, turnip greens, and bok choy. Almonds, tofu, and sesame seeds are also really good sources of calcium. And I know that dairy is often noted as being rich in calcium, but I want you to take note that studies have shown that it may not be the best source of calcium. In fact, some research suggests that dairy can leach calcium from our bones, and that women who consume a lot of dairy may be at higher risk for osteoporosis. And there was a study published in the British Medical Journal that found that high milk intake was associated with higher mortality and higher fracture incidence in women. And I know they talk about making sure you get your milk in for your calcium, but be very careful on your dairy. Now, another mineral that we need to have for cancer prevention is selenium. And you get your selenium. It's actually an antioxidant that helps prevent cells from damage and supports our immune system. And we get our selenium from Brazil nuts, sunflower seeds, brown rice, and spinach. And just one Brazil nut can provide more than the daily recommended intake of selenium. And it's a incredibly potent source of this essential mineral. So you might want to have a Brazil nut a day. You know, they're not that big and they taste pretty good. I remember them when my grandmother would give us at Christmas. She would always have nuts, and I would love to eat the Brazil nuts at that time. But maybe a Brazil nut a day will help to keep the doctor away as well. Zinc is another mineral that's important for cancer prevention. It supports our immune system again and helps with cell growth and division. And so sources of zinc are legumes, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. And then we're going to round it out with magnesium, which supports our muscle and nerve function. It helps to regulate our blood pressure and supports the immune system. And the sources of magnesium are our leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. So a lot of these overlap with each other. And in terms of incorporating vitamins and minerals into your diet, going to say a balanced diet is the first thing. You want to ensure that your diet is including a variety of fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and whole grains to cover off your vitamin and mineral needs. That is your number one. There is no substitute for a good nutrient-dense diet. And we've been talking about this since day one. And you can consider supplements if you're having difficulty getting enough vitamins and minerals from your diet. But again, I'm going to ask you to make sure that you are consulting with a healthcare provider first. And you want to make sure that you are getting your balanced diet, eating a variety of plant-based foods, eat the rainbow. You've probably heard that before. And you can also get some from fortified foods. There are some, especially vitamin D and vitamin B12, tend to be in certain foods. And if it's okay if I tell a story, when I was younger, oh, not too much younger, I actually was relying on eating a variety of whole foods to get my nutrients. And I was totally fine with that approach. But then I got into a detox program where they included a whole bunch of supplements. And I got hooked on the marketing of these supplements. You know, it was pretty sexy marketing, and ended up paying so much money every month for supplements without even really knowing whether they helped me or not. Since then, I actually have pared it back a lot. I only use vitamin D3 because I'm in Canada, and also vitamin B12, which we haven't really talked about, but it's when you're eating a plant-based diet, you likely should be supplementing with vitamin B12. But I want to make it very the point that supplements are not meant to be replacing a good diet. There is no substitute for a good nutrient-dense diet. And in fact, the supplement industry, which is a $1 billion industry, and the fact that people are still sick, I think that to me speaks volumes. So you can supplement like it says, but it's not replacing your diet. And if you don't already have a healthy, nutrient dense diet, the supplements aren't going to really help you, and you're probably wasting your money. But check again with your healthcare provider. So for today's change or challenge, our simple change, uh, I want you to take a look at your own diet and identify any gaps that you might see in your vitamin and mineral intake, and make a plan to incorporate more of these essential nutrients into your meals each week. And we talked about doing that for our antioxidants. And this just really is dovetailing in with that because a lot of these foods actually are antioxidants and as well cancer preventative with vitamins and minerals. So you can overlap on both of them. All right. So now let's talk about if there are any questions. Hey, Kathy.
So this is really a comment.
All right.
I went to my doctor to get some for a checkup, and then I had to see her in a couple of months for blood work. And she told me to stop taking vitamins before the blood work. And I can't remember how much time, but she said that something that's in common multivitamins can screw your numbers.
Oh, wow.
And then I went, there's a company called LabCorp that draws the blood. That's where most, it's like a walk-in
Yeah.
place where you can get tests done. And there was a big sign in the LabCorp saying, if you take multivitamins, it could impact the results. So just, that was just like 3 or 4 months ago. So it could be new information.
Yeah, that's interesting. And we're not really talking about much, a lot of like a lot about the supplements, other than, to be honest, you get them from the foods. There's no reason why you can't get enough from the foods for most vitamins. And I think that vitamin B12 and vitamin D are probably the exception to that. Uh, and the thing you have to watch is that a lot of vitamins, that you buy have fillers and other things in them. They're not just the vitamins. So you really have to be very careful about what you're buying. And as I mentioned, they're not going to help you if you don't already eat a good, healthy diet in the first place. And I was totally wasting my money. I know I was
Oh
wasting my
no.
money. Hundreds of dollars a month with these sexy vitamins, right?
They do a good job though, don't they?
They do an amazing job. Well, that's what they are doing, but yeah, it's really important to be aware of what you're consuming and make sure that you're starting with a good, healthy diet. All
Now,
right.
I'm curious, OJ and Debbie, in the countries you live in, are vitamins regulated? Because here they're not. In the States, they're not regulated. So the no government looks at what they're doing.
Yeah, I would say Canada might be a little better, but I don't think they're that much better in terms of the vitamins. There's, and there's a lot of different brands out there for sure. And the other thing is a lot of what you're paying for when you're buying some of these vitamins is the marketing. And so there are better alternatives than, paying for the sexy supplements for
Green
sure.
pepper.
Eating your peppers. I love that. I like that. All right. So, yeah, it's an interesting topic. I would love it if you would share some of your comments about vitamins and minerals, and what you plan to focus on your food and what you're going to incorporate in your diet, because we want to help each other to make these healthy changes. Want to thank you for joining me today. Remember that small changes can make a big difference in your health. Stay resilient, and we will see you back here tomorrow for day 11.